Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you again. Today, I want to get into a pair of kicks that I have had for quite some time now. I was able to get these for retail off of the VERDY website via a EQL raffle, and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these VERDY VISTY SB Dunk Lows. So I have been trying to make this review for y'all for quite some time. I can't even remember how long ago these dropped. It's been weeks now, but the beginning of the school year is always crazy, and now with sports wrapping up and that kind of stuff, it just feels like finally I'm getting a little bit of time to breathe. I probably have 3 or 4 other pairs of shoes that I've been meaning to make reviews of, so just stick around. There's plenty more content coming. There's a lot of exciting stuff happening, and I don't want to give it away, but just make sure you have your notifications on, because you might just end up getting an update that I'm going live. I'm not going to give away too many details. Just make sure you have that notification turned on. Also, I don't like to really push this too much, but subscribe to the channel. I would like to get as close to 20,000 subs by the end of this year as I can. I know that probably seems like an aggressive goal to have, but I just feel like if you don't aim for the big victories, then you'll always settle for the small wins. I haven't said it lately, but I really appreciate all your support. The channel's really evolving in a cool way, and I am just having a blast hanging out with everybody. Anyhow, to the shoes, we have a sale Nike SB box. I've heard that that indicates a quick strike. Other people have said that indicates a collab. I think it means that it's a quick strike, because on every sale box that I have, it does have the QS on the tag. But anyway, we have this sale colored box, Nike SB in gray on the lid. Nothing really out of the ordinary or unique there. The tag reads Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Quick Strike, Blue Gaze and Arctic Pink are the colors on here. I went with a size 10.5. I always go a half size up on Nike SB Dunk Lows, just because of the extra padding, the fatter tongue and that kind of stuff always makes them fit a little bit more snug than standard Nike Dunk Lows. I don't remember exactly how much these cost. I think it was around $140 or $150. I'm sure I had to pay an EQL fee and also shipping because they came from the VERDY website. But all in, I might have had around $160. That's just a guess, but it was somewhere in that price range. All right, but getting right into it, these things are absolutely crazy looking. I mean, a lot of times we have seen Nike SB Dunk Lows come up with some crazy creations, but these are up there with some of the wildest looking shoes I have ever had in my collection. These were inspired by VERDY's character, which is called VISTY. His VISTY character is a lot like, if you would think of Cause and the Companion, that's kind of what VISTY is to VERDY. So VERDY's the designer. VISTY is probably his most famous character. There's another one too, and I can't think of the name right off the bat. Throw the name of his other character down in the comments if you know it. But this keychain here depicts that VISTY character of VERDY, and you can see that it's just a whole lot of fur, and it's the exact same colors that we see on these crazy shoes. And these things are just absolutely insane. I made a short not long ago, and I basically said, how loud are your shoes? And it was just different scales of like 4 different shoes, and just saying some shoes kind of fly under the radar. They don't even really get noticed, and then they kind of work their way up depending on how loud the colors are and the design and that sort of thing. And for the loudest pair of shoes that I featured in that short, it was these bad boys, with good reason. I have never owned a pair of shoes that had fur on them like this. And I think that the only pair of shoes that I would see myself wearing and wearing often that have the fur on this would have been the Grateful Dead SB Dunk Lows. But part of why I would have worn them is just because I'm a Grateful Dead fan. If I'm being honest, I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge about VERDY. I've heard of him before. I've seen this VISTY character before, mostly on the stuffed animal. You can buy this stuffed animal. I think they're really expensive, and I don't think they make a whole lot of numbers of them. But there's been multiple releases of this VISTY stuffed animal. And again, it just kind of reminds me of the Cause companions and that sort of thing. You can buy those figurines, and a lot of it is just to display. I don't know if anybody buys that VISTY plush doll to like cuddle with it at night, or buys it for their kids to sleep with at nighttime. If they do, then they've got all kinds of money, because I think they're really expensive. This is one of those shoes that I just knew I was going for, having a sneaker channel, being really into collecting different sneakers and that sort of thing. When I saw how wild and unique these are, I just thought, well, obviously I'll be going for them. I did not think that I would get this retail W, just because typically whenever there's an SB Dunk collab that has any hype to it, or they're hard to get and rare, I typically always strike out on the big SB Dunk lows. I don't know if there has been an SB Dunk low that has been as hyped up as this, aside from maybe the Futura Labs SB Dunk low. I think aside from that one, this has probably been the most hyped SB Dunk low of this year. And if I'm forgetting something, then just let me know. But I just can't remember a pair of shoes that had this much buzz around them, and for good reason. Because like I said, I've never owned a pair of shoes that looked anything like this. And I think this fur is pretty crazy. Whether or not I could see myself wearing it, we'll get into all that. But I think these are really neat looking, and I was really pumped to be able to get this retail W. I've mentioned before that I am a sneaker collector, so a lot of times I buy a pair of shoes and I end up making the review, and then I might hold them in the collection for a little bit, but maybe I'll move them out of the collection and I may not ever get around to wearing them. I do not see myself wearing this pair of shoes. It's not because I don't think they were done well, and it's not because I don't think they're awesome. I think they're really cool, but I just don't think I would be able to pull these off. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that I don't really wear things that feel like it would be hard for me to make work. Like, I don't want it to look like I'm trying. I'm not trying to look like some teenager or some skateboarder or something like that. I haven't been on a skateboard since the mid-90s, and I've already collected enough herniated discs. I don't need to start skateboarding again. I've got no plans on doing that. But I do like collecting sneakers, and I'm really pumped to have these in the collection. I know a lot of people, whenever I made my short about these, they were in my comments like offering to buy them and that kind of stuff. And for now, I'm just going to hang on to them, because even though I don't see myself wearing these, I do just enjoy looking at them. I recently reviewed a pair of J-Tips Sauconys, and I really found it interesting because J-Tips made a comment, something along the lines of he wanted his design to be for people who are being intentional on having a good day. And I feel like it's impossible to look at these things and be grumpy. It's impossible to look at these things and be like full of anger. To me, this shoe just seems like a very cheerful pair. I think that character seems like a really cheerful and happy character, and the design is just fresh, it's energetic, it's unique, and I'm a big fan of these. So even though I don't see myself wearing these out because I don't think I could pull them off, I think this pair is awesome, and I'm pumped to have it in the collection for now. I think he really nailed the inspiration of this VISTY character, and I just like how unique it is and how well he depicted his inspiration on this shoe. While I can appreciate how crazy this shoe is and how well the design came across on this shoe, I just don't think it's something that I could wear. This is probably about as crazy as it gets when it comes to SB Dunk Lows that I could wear. This is the Alexis Sablon. I think they call these the chameleons, and all those overlays that almost look like it's like a camouflage type color with those differing shades of green. That actually is a wear away paint, and underneath of that is a nice bright purple color. I do think I could pull these off without much effort, but I just don't think I could really make these work. My favorite SB Dunk Low design of the year that I could see myself wearing a lot is the Big Money Savings SB Dunk Lows. I think this was actually a GR, but I just love the design on here. I love the mix of materials and colors, and I feel like this one goes with my style more than any other pair that I've picked up this year. These were just a purple box pair. This didn't even come in a sale box. I think numbers of these might have even been pretty high, but I just love this design, and to me, this is way more wearable than the other pairs that we've just looked at. Let me know what your favorite SB Dunk Low of this year was. I'd imagine most people would probably say the Futuras, but I haven't even seen those in person, so I can't really make a good statement on that just because I haven't even seen them aside from pictures and online and stuff. But without a doubt, this is the most wearable SB Dunk Low that I've picked up in 2024. But getting into the pair you're here to see, we've got this nice green color for the outsole. It is an SB Dunk Low traction pattern, pivot point in the front, Nike SB branding there at the midfoot. I always like the way you can see those little stars on the pivot point of the SB Dunks. Here at the midfoot, this is actually the foam peeking through. Typically it's a contrasting color so that it's a little bit more noticeable, but on this foam it's just the exact same color as the rest of the outsole, so it kind of looks like it's all one piece, but this is actually the foam peeking through. As we come up to the midsole, we can see that that is a nice yellow color and it's got yellow stitching. Aside from just matching that character, I do think that this color really goes well with the blues and the pinks. I just think these things are very bright and energetic, so I really like how much pop these colors have. As we get to these overlays on the mudguard, going up the eye stays, and then wrapping around the base of the heel, it looks like it's a corduroy material, but it's actually a suede, and it's got these lines kind of pressed in. I don't know if they use heat to make that happen or what, but it's a really cool effect. It really adds neat texture. Not that this shoe is lacking any texture with all this crazy fur, but it's just a neat complement to all that fur all over the shoe, and I love that shade of blue, but again, it really does just match that character perfectly. On the heel, we see some Nike branding on that same blue suede material that looks corduroy, but this Nike branding almost looks cartoonish or something. I think that's a pretty cool touch. For the base material on this shoe, it looks like we've got this nice greenish colored fur for the toe box. Going up the tongue, we see that green fur underneath the swooshes on the side panels, and then around the collar we've got a nice pink shaggy fur. The swooshes on this pair feel like they're a nice nubuck or something. Whatever it is, it's a pretty genuine material and it's a nice thick cut. I think that is a nubuck, but it has a really nice feel and it just matches that pink fur perfectly. They gave us some yellow laces, and they are the oval SB style lace, and they also came with some spares. We've got a spare blue colored lace and a spare green colored lace, and that just matches the materials on the upper of the shoe. Let me know which one you would go with. These are also that oval shape, just like we're used to getting for SBs. We've got some pink piping going along the edges of this green furry tongue, and then we've got a pink tag with some Nike SB and some VERDY branding on that. Our sock liner is more of that mint green kind of color, and it does have the extra padding all around the heel. Then the insole is white, and it's got some Nike SB branding down on there, and it's also got an image of the VISTY character doing a kickflip again. Then one more detail I forgot to mention, it also shows VISTY on the back of the tongue as well. Alright, well that was a pretty quick look at these. Like I said, I think they were executed beautifully. I really enjoyed just looking at them and appreciating them in hand. I don't think I could wear these out because I just think it would look like I was trying too hard. I can fully admit that I am probably too old to be walking around with a pastel colored fuzzy shoe on my feet. But anyhow, let me know what you all think about these. Let me know what your favorite SB of 2024 has been. I don't know if we're getting any more big SB dunks. Actually, yeah, we're getting the Wizard of Oz pair. Maybe that'll give these and the Futura SB Dunk Low some competition, but it seems like there's not too many people that are really excited about those either, or maybe I'm just out of touch. But I would like to see those Wizard of Oz SB Dunk Lows in person, so I'll be going after them. I really doubt that I'll be getting a W on those though. I appreciate you all watching tremendously. Make sure you have your notifications on because there's definitely some cool stuff coming for the channel and I don't want y'all to miss it. But I will catch you all on the next one. I'm out.